So tonight's tea is mint medley. It's good. So for tonight's tea time talk, I actually have some questions that I'm going to be answering again, and then some random goodness. So there is a fellow YouTuber named KagomesSelf, and she had some questions on one of her more recent videos. So I'm really sorry about your friends and to hear the bad experiences that you're having right now. Hopefully that'll just be the worst of it, because lucky for you, the BJD community is really nice. And pretty much, if you have a question, if you ever need help, there's always somebody there that will help you out. And then just observing, like, pretty much everyone else, it seems like everyone is being very supportive right now, so I hope that you make more and more friends, at least in the BJD community, because there's lots of people out there that go through the same problems that you do. And so I hope you find support through us. So, on to the questions! Question number 1, what was your thoughts, or how did you feel when you saw your first dolphy or doll? Amazed. And I actually say amazed in a good way and in a bad way. Amazed in a good way because these were something totally new to me when I first saw them, and it was amazing to see how gorgeous some of them were, what people did to them, and just how diverse the community itself is. Now, amazing in a bad way, I couldn't believe it was so expensive, and unfortunately for me, the first doll site that I went to was the Volks website, and I about died when I saw, like, the basic dolls were, like, for, like, the doll fees, it was, like, $600 or something, and I was just like, ugh. But definitely, really good feelings more than anything when I first saw my first, BJDs. Question number 2. Have you gotten tough remarks from friends or family? As far as my friends go, I'm very fortunate because my friends are pretty much the same, like, me. I mean, they're not, I don't know, they're pretty much like the same persona I am, your typical, like, anime nerd person type person. And as far as family goes, my sisters are always really supportive of whatever I do. My dad is still skeptical about the whole hobby. He thinks it's a waste of money. My mom, she has slowly, like, learned to appreciate them, and she actually buys things for them now. And I do have one aunt that is completely scared of my dolls, and she will say, like, really random things and stuff, and say, like, you know, they're gonna kill you in your sleep or something. Like, she's just always saying, like, dumb things. But I mean, I pretty much, like, ignore any negativity that comes my way from friends or family. If they ever did give me negativity about my hobby, I think what, like, Prowlcat said, I am also a kind of person that has really tough skin, so it takes a lot to kind of knock me down. So, question number 3 says, what made you fall in love with your first doll? Was it any type of special features? Okay, so the first doll that I have to say, to be completely fair, that I fell in love with was actually the BJD Apollo. I really, really liked his face. It was... I just couldn't get over how, like, beautiful his face was, and, but I kind of just started looking around more, and then I found my Resinsoul gang. After I saw the Resinsoul gang, I couldn't stop myself. Like, I knew I had to buy him. The funny thing, though, about him, though, was that I couldn't find a lot of owner pictures, and all I had to go off of was the company photo. So, what I ended up doing on my company photo for the Resinsoul gang, because I could feel there was potential. I knew there was potential in him to not look as crazy as the company photo. So basically, I took the company photo, threw it into Photoshop, and I put a different wig onto his picture. And that's pretty much what sealed the deal for me, because I was like, oh, I can totally do this. This is gonna be awesome. Then as far as features go for my Resinsoul gang, I really liked the body. The body was really amazing to me. And I would have to say his nose, because I really like the side profile that he gives out, and his eyes. I mean, you just can't. I mean, can you say no to these eyes? I mean, really? Like, so Kai, what is question number 4? Kai was very reasonably priced. He was $195, and I think that included the default face-up he came with. And to answer your part 2, I guess, of that question was, what was that it for you, or are you now stuck? I don't know if I'd really say that I'm stuck, you know, as much as I would say that, like, I'm involved in the hobby. Because this is a hobby, I'm gonna be continually, like, doing research. I'm always gonna be, making things for my dolls, probably continue to buy dolls, probably not as frequent since I don't really have that much money, but I'm pre-ordering one right now. But I mean, I'm still gonna be involved in it, because like I said, it's a hobby. I mean, you don't really stop unless you're gonna get out of the hobby, or if I guess you're slowing down. And your last question, which you asked, have you gotten any of your friends to join the hobby? I have dragged my sister into this hobby, the poor thing. She didn't really, like, appear to be very, like, passionate about it, but I guess she really, really, really liked the fantasy dolls that are out there, and that's actually a lot of her wish list, is, like, the fantasy dolls, which it's so fitting to my sister, because my sister is totally into all that magical, like, mystical animal, like, elf people, so, like, so she's in the hobby now. So I hope these questions helped KagomesSelf, and just hang in there, girl. You know, there's a lot of people in this hobby, and I know you'll make a lot of friends, at least in the BJD community. Well, I think it's about time to do some random stuff for you all. So get ready for random thing number 1. Okay, so guys, I'm super excited because Christmas is around the corner, and look what's at the top of my Christmas list. Yay! Yeah, so I asked, and I actually already filled my mom in, and I told her that I really wanted this doll, and I told her, Mom, for real, I was like, I would be so happy if you just gave me, like, $50 or something for my doll. I'd be so happy. So that's why it's the, item that's in the biggest font, and, it's the top of my page. Random thing number 2. So my sister Mooney Mage and I were actually doing a sort of trade, and I did a face-up for her girl, because she, asked me to do a face-up. You really can't see it very well, but, she'll look really cute once we put the eyelashes on her, because she doesn't have any top eyelashes, but she is the new Hatsuko. Random thing number 3. We actually did some cleaning in one of our closets downstairs, and look what I found. And look at all the cool buttons in here. Needless to say, I'm super excited because now I have crafting supplies. So, I am already at the bottom of my cup of tea, and I think I'll probably wrap it up for tonight and leave it at this. So, as always, thank you for joining me, and I will see you when I have another cup of tea. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.